As your virtualization environment grows and you move more and more physical servers to become virtualized servers and you make your virtual machines, a very pressing thing starts to occur is how do you deal with all the storage in the most efficient way? It's so common to be, used to physical machines that have pretty fast storage already attached to them, and now we're creating virtual machines. How do we make sure we have all the storage? What if we don't have enough room on the Hyper-V host? Can I connect this to a storage area network, a SAN? And that's what we're going to talk about in this module, is ways for you to handle your storage, to deal with your storage, make sure you get enough performance out of your storage, and how to control this, and some of the built-in safety features. This makes a big difference as you're building your virtualized environment on Hyper-V. So here's what we're going to take a look at. First of all, we're going to start at the very beginning of how to create your own VHDs and VHDXs and the differences between them. Now, in the last module, we created some VMs, and we didn't pay a whole lot of attention at that time to the VHDs that were created, but we want to take a look at that and some of the things that you can do in creating these VHDs in different locations. Now, between the types of virtualized hard drives that you can have, we have one special type that is probably the most confusing, but also offers a tremendous amount of capable features that you might want to use, and those are differencing drives. And what you're going to see is that differencing drives allow us to create a second disk off of the parent disk where we can put all of the writes to. This is going to give us a lot of features. If we need to roll back a server, we can roll it back to its previous state before the differencing drive. It'll also give us performance enhancement features by separating the writes that are occurring to the disk from the reads that were occurring from starting up the operating system and the applications. Now, along the way, there's a lot of modifications over time that you're going to want to make to VHDs. You might want to compact dynamic VHDs. You might want to make VHDs larger. You might want to shrink a VHD. So we want to take a look at the processes to do that, and each different type of VHD that we have will work a little bit differently. Now, to really get some more improved performance, one of the things we can do is VHDs are files that are running on a volume. Well, one of the things we can do is we can have direct access to the volume itself, and those are pass-through disks. And we'll go through the process of how to install additional storage into your Hyper-V host and set that up as a pass-through disk so that your guest VMs or your servers can then have direct exclusive access to those disks. One of my favorite features of all in working with virtualized machines is checkpoints. These used to be called snapshots. And checkpoints, this is my I made a mistake and I'm not in trouble kind of thing. This is where before I make any changes to a system that I believe are risky, it could be anything from Windows updates or an update to an application, or I'm going to try or test a configuration change, I'm going to checkpoint the system first. And what this allows me to do is if anything goes wrong after I've made the changes, I can roll back those checkpoints to a previous point in time. And I can do this with just a few clicks, and I can make it really fast so that no one will know that there was an issue. Many companies, including yours, have probably invested heavily in SAN. So you've got storage area networks, and you have multiple machines accessing that SAN. That's shared storage. Well, we can do the same thing using Hyper-V and the guest VMs that are running in Hyper-V. We can have Hyper-V connect over a fiber channel to your storage area network and present that SAN storage, those LUNs out there, right to our virtual machines. This gives us a lot of flexibility. A Hyper-V host will be able to connect to multiple SANs, and I can have different VMs connecting to different LUNs on different SANs. This brings back that flexibility of having our large storage devices, especially now as people are starting to build private clouds and move everything they have into some sort of virtualization platform. And as you have multiple VMs running on large storage, there's only so much performance that big storage device can provide. And it is possible that some of the virtual machines might start having contention between each other for that performance, known as input outputs per second, or IOPS. You might even have a virtual machine that starts to run away and grab too many IOPS, hurting the performance of other VMs. We can control that in Server 2012 R2 with the storage quality of service. So we definitely want to take a look at how to configure that. So what's next? We're going to get started with creating VHDs and VHDXs.